Hi, and welcome back to my channel. It's so good to have you here, and first off, I want to say Happy New Year. I'm so thankful for everyone who supported me starting this journey, and I hope that I'll continue to grow and continue to be able to reach people through things that I like and things that I talk about. I'm so happy to have everyone here. So, today, I don't know if you can tell from behind me or beside me, but it is kind of dark and gloomy outside. And one of my favorite things to do when it's dark and gloomy outside is sit and get under a blanket and read a nice book, right? So, today's video is going to be the top 3 books that I think everyone should read in 2024. So, let's get started. All right, number 1. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Now this book, it looks like a kid's book. That's because I got like the colored version that has pictures and things of that nature in it. The other novel looks really minimalist. It looks easier to read just because this has extra stuff in it, like from the movie that I didn't watch, because if you don't know, the book is usually always better than the movie, okay? And that's been the case in almost every movie adaptation of a book that I've ever seen. So keep that in mind and know that, you know, when you're just watching the movie and you're not reading the book, you're missing out on a lot of cool information that they probably didn't have time to put in the movie, or just didn't want to put in the movie because they thought it was insignificant. But it's usually like a really big thing when it like ties the story together. So keep that in mind. But anyway, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Now this book follows a group of kids at an orphanage during World War II, but the twist is that the main character, who's a teenage boy, he goes back in time to the time that this orphanage was open, and all of these kids have magical powers, right? And it kind of goes through the journey of, you know, what they go through. It's really dramatic. It's really gripping. I read this in a day, and it's like, what is this, 400 pages? But it keeps you there. It like takes you back to that time, and it's like, you know, wow, I feel like I'm in this book, and those are the best kinds of books for me. So I want to feel enveloped by what I'm reading. I want to, you know, really feel like I'm in the book, and this really did that for me. I felt like I was one of those kids with the magical powers that was just trying to get through all of the different crazy things that happened. So it's a super fun book. It's a super easy read. It's not dark. No trigger warnings are needed. It's just a really fun read. Okay? Alright, now, on to the second one. This book is called Catacomb by Madeleine Roux, but the first book is called Asylum. That's what you need to start with. So this is Asylum. It's in the Asylum series. This one is the second one, but I don't have the first one because I went to Disney and they didn't give it back. So that's what I get for being nice. But anyway, this book, when I first read this, oh my god, I bought the box set. I went on a study abroad trip to Europe, and I was like, I need something to read on the plane. So I bought this box set thinking it would last me the whole trip. I read all 3 of these books on the plane ride, okay? This is such a great series, and I need to catch up with it because more has come out since I bought this box set. So, the first book, called Asylum, follows a group of high school kids starting college, and they're touring this college, and the building that they're staying in, the dormitory, is an abandoned, remodeled asylum. And all kinds of creepy stuff goes down, as you can assume. And there's this big running backstory to it too, and it kind of delves into the history side of the asylum as well, but it's all fiction, so it's not like a nonfiction book. It's not a tough read at all. It's really a fun book. It's kind of dark at points, but nothing that you should be worried about if you have a problem with like reading stuff about, violence or, anything dark like that. There's no really dark themes in this. It just has a overall creepy Halloween night kind of vibe. And it's so good. And as the books progress, you get to know each character and you get to know the backstory and how it connects to the characters and how much of a coincidence it is that they all ended up in this abandoned asylum, staying there at night. It's such a good book, and from what I can read on the back, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5, but I think there's more, actually. I need to go to the library and look. But no, this is such a great book. I loved it so much, and I will read it again. I will. Okay, now this book, this last one, is a different type of book than the first two. The first two were fiction, but they were kind of a fun story fiction. This is not. This is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, right? And if you are my age or maybe a little bit younger, I know that you've seen this movie because there's an infamous scene in this movie where he asks to kiss the prettiest girl in the room, and instead of kissing his girlfriend, he turns to the girl beside him that he has a crush on and kisses her. And I have to turn off that movie when that happens because I have a physical reaction to that scene. It is so embarrassing. Okay, so if you've seen the movie, this book is almost the same, but it kind of reiterates the point that I made at the beginning of this video, where the movie does not cover everything that happens in the book. There's so much more in this book that happens than you see in the movie, and it is such a good book. It deals with, and if you haven't, so here's a quick summary. It's a teen named Charlie, and he's going through depression and PTSD and anxiety and all kinds of common things, but there was, of course, things that led to that, right? And this is kind of his journey through high school as he deals with those things. It is a wonderful book. It's an emotional book. Not so that you have to take breaks from it, I don't believe, because it's such a short book. It's only 200 pages. But it can definitely be draining if you're not in the right headspace for that. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, it is one of the best books that I have ever read. And I love the movie too. The movie had a great soundtrack. It was just a wonderful book, right? And a wonderful movie. So I definitely, if you've seen the movie but you haven't read the book, definitely read it. And if you haven't seen either or read either, then start with the book. Because then when you watch the movie, you'll be like, oh, so this happened in between that time and that time, and they didn't say anything about it, but I know because I read the book. Now, books are so important, and it's such a fun hobby of mine to do. There's so many. And I was really happy to talk about this today because these are just 3 of billions of books that have been written that I enjoy so much. But anyway, I think that about wraps it up for today. If you enjoyed this video or this type of content, please subscribe so I can keep doing these things that I love, and like this video and share it with anybody who you think needs some book recommendations for the new year. And again, Happy New Year. I'm so happy to have you all here. As I was saying before I was so rudely cut off by my ring light, thank you so much for being here. And I'm so sorry about that, by the way. Thank you so much for being here and continuing to support me. I love you guys so much. And like I said, please like and subscribe so I can keep doing the things that I love to do on here and share more with you. And please send me any recommendations that you might have for things that you want me to cover, because I genuinely love helping people discover new things to do. Have a great new year, and I love you guys. Bye.